This is absurd. I plan to get pregnant with my prison husband. That's not all. Monique's, let me put my damn glasses on. Monique's husband, Arthur, was 10 years into his prison sentence when they first got together. She told Truly 5 or 6 months later he proposed. Arthur and I got married a year after, but Monique has a long way to go until she can live with her husband, as his jail release date isn't until the year of 2053. Until then, Monique is focusing on her kids, Rodney, 17, and Malaysia, 10, from a previous relationship, as well as baby Zion, 1, who she had with Arthur. That woman is setting her kids up for straight trauma. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Because basically you're playing the single parent role. Children's daddy is in prison until they're grown. And what is even more confusing is, how did you allow yourself to fall in love with somebody that's in prison? That's already been in prison for 10 years. How is this person gonna come out when he gets out, you know? How do you know y'all gonna be solid until 2053? And you just gonna have this dude's kids in prison and you're just gonna sit at home all day with your kids? I don't have nothing against single parent households, but holy smokes. The single parent households I know aren't intentional. Parents just happen to break up. This right here, she's like, you know what? I already have 2 kids and I'm single. No man is in my life. I'm just gonna have another one.
People judge me because I started a family with my prison boyfriend. I made sure that I planned the family visit around my ovulation, and sure enough, we were successful. The negative comments that I received on social media were hurtful, and how people reacted to our engagement was pretty shocking. So you're choosing to be a single mother. They think that I'm going to get used when he comes home.
You have a prepaid call from an incarcerated individual.
Some family members disapprove because they know the victim's family.
I just didn't want you to get hurt and heartbroken.
But what was the rationale? Marrying somebody in prison, 1, is crazy. But meeting them in prison and marrying them then? Like, is the outside world so terrible? Are men just that trash to you?
How I juggle being a single mom while Arthur is in jail is just try to have a nice, tight schedule, hands up, and have things prepared before she wakes up. I'm just making Zion a snack. My name is Monique, and I started a family with my prison boyfriend. I met Arthur through my best friend at the time. Arthur was 10 years into his sentence when we first met. We just started talking on the phone here and there, which turned into letters. And then the letters turned into phone calls turned into visits. And then after 6 months, we actually met face to face, which was June of 2019. 5 to 6.
Every time I watch a video like this, somebody is always putting their friend in the position to meet these people. Like, what kind of friends are y'all? Like, ooh, girl, you should go talk to this dude in prison. What?
6 months later, he proposed and I said yes. Arthur and I got married a year after we met. Arthur's release date is approximately the year of 2053.
How can anybody live like this? His first
parole date is 2033, so that is a huge possibility that he'll be coming home. I have 3 kids. My son is 17. His name is Rodney. Then I have Malaysia. She's 9, and they're with my ex. And then I have 1-year-old Zion with Arthur. Hey, how did you figure that out? And we just found out that we're pregnant again. We're in California, so we get family visits. So I do get to go spend the night with my husband.
I guess that's nice.
Zion was conceived during one of our family visits.
Yesterday went so good. It was a 6.5 hour visit. It's been quite a while since we had a long visit.
She looked like she just got wrecked. Bro in there holding back everything.
Like that.
I made sure that I planned the family visit around my ovulation, and sure enough, we were successful.
We get to go see Daddy.
This is
I
kind of
speak to
making me
Arthur
sad,
daily.
for real.
He has a tablet with him at all times, so he's able to call from the comfort of his cell. So we're constantly in contact. When times are hard, I do vent to Arthur. Sometimes I am overwhelmed. Sometimes I am just tired and want a break and need a break. And he'll call his mom or his sister to come, take Zion for the night or for a couple of days. I'm going to call Arthur now for a catch up.
I'm sorry. How does any man feel right just popping these babies out or popping these babies in these women and then just like, yeah, you deal with it? Like, I know it happens a lot, but like, how do you feel comfortable with knowing that you have just children out here and you're just in jail, in prison? Like that's wild. And let's just say they do stay together until 2053. Who's to say this woman isn't going to like turn around and throw it in his face like, oh, I had your babies, I held it down for you, and this and that and this and that, and giving this man hell, he just got out of prison. Like, the whole thing is just kind of just, well, it's dumb. I think it's just dumb.
Some family members have approved of my relationship with Arthur, even though they don't personally know him. They just love to see how happy I am. And other family members disapprove because they know the victim's family. They know the type of woman I am, and they were very cautious for the type of relationship for me. I really didn't care about the judgment I received because I was so much in love and involved with Arthur. Nothing that no one said mattered.
What did Arthur do?
My mom Desiree is coming over and we're going to have a chat. She dated multiple men in prison when I was younger, and back then I really didn't understand it, and I honestly didn't like it or approve of it.
It's a generational thing. It's a generational thing. Great example.
Hello.
How are you?
Great example setting.
I know.
How you feeling?
Good. What did you think when I first told you about Arthur?
I was kind of concerned because I've been through that before. I just didn't want you to get hurt and heartbroken like I did. And I didn't want you to go through what I went through. And I just never thought you would, I guess, find love to someone that was incarcerated. How do you deal with the judgment about your relationship?
I honestly take it with heat. I don't honestly feed into it. I do become defensive because it's not what people think. And if anything, it just makes Arthur and our relationship stronger. I started sharing my relationship with Arthur online after we got engaged. Like, how are you okay with dating a man in prison? You don't like having your boyfriend around you 24/7, especially while pregnant. I get judged because, first of all, it was never expected of me to date someone in prison. Hope he keeps that same energy once he's free. I've seen the scenario too many times. Selective amnesia on who held them down. Be real.
Right, like, how do you know, like, he's not talking to multiple people in prison, right? How do you know this man's not possibly having sex with men in prison? Like, my man's been in prison for a long time. You know, I don't know this guy's willpower. I don't know if he's had people on the outside he talks to, writes letters to, calls. Like, how do you know this person is going to come out of prison and not get flabbergasted by literally all the women that's in the world? He's going to walk down the road like, dang, like, goodness gracious, I missed out. And then, like, be expected to be tied down to one woman when the dog in them is probably waiting to get out. Like, this just doesn't make any sense.
They think that I'm going to get used and abused when he comes home and that he's just using me, but that's not the case.
But what is he in prison for?
It's a control thing. He can't do nothing but give her attention. He's locked up. So you're choosing to be a single mother. The negative comments that I received on social media were hurtful, and how people reacted to our engagement was pretty shocking. Do you feel that it was similar to your relationship history with your incarcerated relationship?
Yes, in the beginning I did. And I just thought that maybe you were following in my footsteps, which wasn't a good thing. So I just want to make sure that you were making the right decisions. I just never thought that you would find love someone incarcerated.
She doesn't like it.
What did you think of my relationships?
I think when I was younger, I didn't understand it. And I always just questioned, like, why are you with somebody in jail? You deserve, somebody outside and somebody who can just treat you the way you should be treated.
Oh my God. Can you imagine that 17-year-old boy?
Have you changed your mind since getting with Arthur?
I believe I have, because our relationship is just totally different. Being with Arthur now is the best relationship I've ever been in. My focus or my judgment has definitely changed. And what did you think when I had a baby with Arthur?
Another grandchild to love.
Oh my God, this is toxic. When they're in a relationship, she's happy to be in a relationship. It's the best relationship they've ever had. But once he gets out, y'all plan to spend 24/7 together? Like, can y'all do that? Can you do that?
I just want to say, thank you for being supportive. It's very appreciated because I pretty much am a single mom.
You guys are my family, my
did it to
daughters,
yourself.
And my grandchildren. And I just don't want you guys to go through some of the things that I went through growing up, and that this is what you really want, that you're happy. But like I said, it's your life. You have to live it the way you want to live it, and that's the way you choose to live it. Then, you're my daughter, and I love you no matter what. As long as you're happy, I'm happy.
That's a fact. It is in fact her life. I'm just a guy on the internet giving my opinion. So, if you want to marry somebody in prison, go for it. If you like it, I love it.
I am going to go visit Arthur, and I'm just packing up some things to take when we go see him. They do provide linen, but I like to take my own. I have a lot of clothes for me and Zion. I take her blankets. The family visits are important to me because it's a sense of normalcy for him and for us to spend time and spend intimate time and just continue building our relationship. I'm just super excited.
So the other boy, like the other kids don't go.
To see my baby.
The other kids don't
I plan
go
on being a
visit with her.
licensed counselor and possibly helping other prison wives and prison families through their journey, break generational curses, and continue to make amends for Arthur's mistakes and just get back to the community. For those who judge our relationship, I would say don't judge a book by its cover because you don't know the full detail. When Arthur is released, we plan on buying a home together. We do want more.
If you go look at anything, a movie, you're looking at a DVD, and you look at the DVD picture, you're like, that's going to be a bad movie. 9 times out of 10, it's probably a bad movie. So, I mean.
Kids, and we just want to live a good life at the end of the day.
This lady was so, like, men suck so much in the real world. Like, you have to go and get somebody in prison. Like, what? Who thinks like that? And it kind of increases the narrative of black men are not in their kids' lives. Like, and this does not help the cause at all. Like, at all. I don't understand. I don't understand why. Like, why would she do this to her kids? But, it's her life. I'm just a guy on the internet with an opinion. And that's it. This woman is so selfish. I feel bad for the kid. I kind of do too. It's a little selfish to have a child knowing the other parent won't be there. It's a difference if your intentions are to be with them, but it doesn't work out, versus knowing this person is behind bars and can't be there physically, mentally, nor emotionally for his children. That's not fair to them. And I agree, because everybody needs a daddy, man. Everybody. Or a good male role model in their lives. Do not think people in prison cannot cheat. Homosexual relationships are common. Inmates also have online friends who put money on their books. The question is, who benefits more from this so-called relationship? He's a murderer with a tablet, so he can talk to her from the comfort of his cell, and he gets family visits where she was able to get pregnant 2x times. They might as well just let him out. But is he really a murderer though? Picked a murderer and having 2 children by him. Like she said, she doesn't care what anybody says, so she will have to deal with the consequences. No help with the children, no financial help, and he's not coming home no time soon. Lastly, all the down low men in jail and 99% of prison relationships don't work out. This is sad. That's crazy, because that will start leading into being married to the government. But that's just a little bit too political. But yeah, that fits that narrative way too well. I mean, at the end of the day, it is her life. I have no say in her life at all. Like, I truly, to me, I don't care. But I thought you guys would, because this is just interesting. It just freaking blows my mind. I don't know. If you're a prison wife or prison husband, like, let me know what your experiences are. But if you're not, leave a comment, down below saying not. And that's it, all right? Sub to the channel, share it with your friends, tell them what you think. And yeah, man, love yourself, love your children, love your husband, your wives. Drink water and have a great day.